Okay, I'm with it.
All right, man. We are live. What's up, wrestling world? We're here. Another awesome show tonight. As I said, we started to run the shows again. Little by little, we're getting people back on here. I've got another amazing young wrestler from the Southeast. He was a three-time Georgia State champion, seven-time All-American in Georgia in high school. His high school record was 232-12. He went off to Kent, and for whatever reason, didn't work out. I'll touch on that.
Yeah, well,
excuse me. And now he's in a real good place over there at Brewton Parker with one of his old coaches and one of his old friends. So he's got Dodgens, who's incredible, and what's the other guy? Nate?
Kenny Mason.
Kenny Mason from Colquitt area, right?
Yep, Colquitt County High School.
And so he's in a real good place. He's happy with all the moves he made, and we'll find out about all that today. What's up, dude, man? So I met you at the knockout.
You took some awesome pictures of me in the corner, and I from that moment I was like, this is my dude.
yeah.
He's gotta be my guy.
As soon as I saw how you coach and all the craziness, I was like, yo, I'm keeping my camera on this guy. I'm gonna get some.
I noticed it too. After that first duel you called me, I was like, he seems to be following me around a little bit. I'm not mad at this, but
Oh yeah, I got you like fucking throwing punches in the corner, going
damn near,
jumping up and down when that one kid on your team caught him.
Shout out CJ Durham, my little 8th grade hammer I brought. He was losing a match and stuck a kid, and I hit the highest vertical jump I've hit in my life, or will ever hit for that matter.
Oh man, it was incredible, and they do a really good job down there at Osceola with their tournaments. So
shout out Osceola, that whole crew, like they run a handful of amazing tournaments every year. That's the kind of school that's good for the Southeast, you know.
Yeah, it's really, really fun to get over there and be a part of that when they're doing it, and get to shoot and just hang out and just be around it. I had Javier Maldonado on last night.
Yeah.
It was a hammer that came out of there, and then his dad is the coach there, and man, just a lot of fun. I did share it there. I'm sharing it on places as we talk, and then I don't remember if I shared it or not. So
I got you.
I'll share it again. So what's up, man? So you're in Georgia. You went to what's the name of the high school?
Collins Hill High School.
Collins Hill High School, 3-time state champ there, and you decided to go off to college. You chose Kent State, right?
Kent State University up there, about 30 minutes south of Cleveland, Ohio.
That was going to be home, but man, talk about it. You went up there. That was going to be the place, and next thing you know, we blinked, and you were at Brewton Parker.
Yeah. So when COVID hit, had some things happen in my personal life, just personal stuff, and by the time I got up to Kent, they had dropped the assistant coach. Actually recruited me, Sean Scott, who's a hell of a guy. Shout out to him. He's coaching a school in his home in Michigan. They're doing awesome, so good for him. And this is not dissing Kent or anything like that. Just like the guys who were recruited by him when he left, you kind of saw a mass exodus of all of us. Me, shout out Avery Mutualer, who's at Reinhardt. Shout out Patty Gould, who's now at Kaiser, just recently signed. And there was one or two others, and we all kind of just left because it just wasn't a good place, at least for me. I could speak for me. It wasn't a good environment for me. That's not hating on Jim or Danny. They both do a good job. You look at Kent this year, they're having a good season at this point. Just kind of things weren't going the way I wanted, and I needed to make a move. And when the recruiting process came, Devon, and this is because we talked about it before the camera started rolling. A lot of people think it's the other way around. Let me kind of make this clear. When I was getting recruited, I went on a visit to Grandview in Iowa, and I came back and I visited Brewton Parker. The only coach that was on staff at Brewton Parker at that time was Devon Dodgens, who I've known now for 4 or 5 years, and he's an incredible dude, man. Super savvy about.
We're going to talk about him and his program.
Yeah.
After this, but yeah, great guy. What he's doing there.
Yeah, it was so. I signed with him. He was who I signed for. And then we bring Kenny Mason on, and I've known Kenny since I was like 12. So for me, it was like, oh, hell yes, that's my dude. And then they brought these two guys from Florida, He coached at Olympic Heights. Matthew Johnchuk and Mike Cruz, they worked with the Olympic Heights program because we brought a girl in from there, and they're both awesome guys. Shout out Johnchuk and Cruz. I love both those dudes. Even though Cruz is a bully. Cruz, you bully me, and you know that. But I love Cruz. I love Johnchuk. We have a really good staff here at Brewton Park, and I'm blessed. It's a really good situation I fell into.
Yeah. So listen, let's talk. Listen, so early on, I met Omi up at Lakeview, and Omi and I just became like this. Man, I love the guy, love what he's doing, love everything he's about. And we became good friends. And I've been up there a couple of times to visit. One of the visits, he set me up with Devon Dodgens, and then we had Dodgens on the show, and then I started to build a relationship with Dodgens. He's down here all the time. I see him at all the time.
Oh, yeah. Dodgens is working the recruiting.
And then I was up for a quad up at Lakeview where he had the team there. And even Omi was like, man, and to get, for Omi to show you some love, you got to earn some love, right?
Oh, for sure.
And he was like, man, Devon's doing a great job. And we've seen it. And all the kids he's bringing in, the girls, the boys, the program. What's it? I mean, I talked to him when that program was like 4 girls and him, right? And then
it's incredible to see the growth because you look at both programs for a minute. Like we both teams went to national duels and we didn't get the result we wanted. Look, we caught life off the scale. I mean, then again, like we caught a rough draw, and then we had on the back end we had Southeastern, 2 hammers. And then the girls I know got caught with Eastern Oregon or Southern Oregon. They got caught with a good team in the girls' side, and it's like, but you look at who we're recruiting, and there was a culture change that had to take place, and Devon is leading that culture change along with Kenny. And I mean, just the guys are bringing in. I mean, and Douglas Peppers, he's like the elder statesman of the team. He's been here from the rip. So he was here when Tim Mitchum was still around. But you look, shout out Sean Houston, shout out DJ McNeil, Joel Fagler. We brought in a really good group of guys. We got some good recruits coming in on both girls and boys. And I mean, look at that girls team. Laylee Rivera is a killer. Alyssa Valdivia is a killer. India Page, for God's sakes, is a bona fide hammer. And then you got girls like Jory Richardson on that team. I go on and on. Both these teams.
And let me tell you, he's got some girls coming.
Blackburn, who I've seen once or twice. She's a killer. Like both sides of the placard, you have great recruits coming in. If you're looking to wrestle in the Southeast, and you may not want to go to one of the more conventional schools like a Life University, that's a dynasty. Like they're a great program. Don't get it twisted. Omi is an incredible coach. I've seen it firsthand now, having to wrestle against him.
And listen,
in their place.
Look at the Omi tree that's starting to be built.
The
coach Devon came from him.
The coaching tree out of Omi is going to be one that we look back at in 20 years and we're like, whoa. Like it's going to be that kind of a thing,
I mean, you got one of them right there.
Yeah, hell, I got one, and I love Devon. He's my dude, and I love Kenny. Like it's.
So talk about what. Talk about you mentioned culture change. I know, and I had Mitchum on my show when he was there, and we had a great show. I love talking with him. Whatever happened there, but it's transitioned into where it belongs to Devon now. He oversees both programs. You see him everywhere you see him. But what's the difference now at Brewton Park? Like when you went there and you said you fell in love with the place, what was that?
So I knew D previously when Nate Etheridge came. Shout out Nate Etheridge and what he's doing with Social Circle now. Wish he was doing it at the Hill, but neither here nor there. When he came to Collins Hill, he brought Devon in to run a couple practices, and I met D from then. And me and him and our personalities are really similar, especially about wrestling. So we hooked up from then, and we would text back and forth constantly. Just enough. And then when he got the job for BP after Tim left, and Tim was recruiting me, but I didn't know Tim as well. Like, good guy, don't get it twisted, good dude, but I just didn't know him as well. I think I'd maybe interacted with him like once or twice otherwise. But then once I saw that D was the overseer, I was like, okay. Because I know where his head's at. I know what, he's super big on wrestling and he's super savvy about wrestling and he knows his stuff. So it's really great to be in that room with Joncha, Cruz, him, Mason. All four coaches are super wrestling savvy and super knowledgeable about the sport. So for someone like me who doesn't cut a lot of weight and is a wrestler, I want to be in the room 24 hours a day if I was able to. For me, that's music to my ears. Like when I go on visits, I didn't ask about campus lifestyle. I didn't ask about the ratio of women to men. I asked, I want to see the wrestling room. I want to know what you think about wrestling. Like that's what I went on my recruiting trips for. I don't care about everything else. I really don't. Like you give me a wrestling room, a place to sleep, and some food, I'm good. That's all I need. I'm good otherwise. I can figure the rest of it out. Just let me wrestle.
And now, academically wise, how does he make sure that both programs are not only excelling on the wrestling mat, but also excelling in the classroom as well?
He just does a really good job, and it helps when you have a school like Brewton Parker. It's only got like 700 people in it. I think it's a small school. So like all of our teachers, for the most part, have a secondary role within the school. Like one of my teachers, for instance, works in admissions for the business department. So there's so much interconnection and like things where like you'll have our basketball coach is also the school head pastor. So there's so much people crossing each other that if you're failing a class, D's gonna know. D will know. There's no hiding it. Like him and Mason will know by the end of the day. So you can imagine by the time you get to the wrestling room at about 4 p.m., 6, depending on your practice time, you'll be hearing about it. And then you have study hall, which you'll then be hearing about it as well. And they're super good about, like, I have a class that's 5 p.m. to 7:30. So it falls right in between both the practice times. So, like, they were like, no, you go to class first, and what you do is you're going to get a workout in beforehand. Like, they're super big on the grades will always come first to them.
Good.
Which maybe I don't want to hear from time to time because I just want to wrestle, but, fine, I guess. I understand.
Girls and boys there is growing. We talked about that. Quick thing before we move on to other subjects, but why, when you're talking to kids out there that are looking to go on to college, first thing is, what are you telling? Like, I know you, and we'll talk about your club in a minute, but I know you go back and you give back and you're involved in the club.
Always, I try to always.
What are you telling these young kids as far as preparing for college?
Honestly, I'm going to sound like a broken record. I guarantee you everybody's going to say this, but the grades really, like, okay.
We're getting some music.
Song's 14 years old, but whatever. At this point, but whatever. Where was I?
14 years old.
Okay, it's probably more like 8, but whatever. Where's my head? Where was I at? Okay, I remember now. Okay, I'm good. Can you be? I love this. I love dorm life. Nevertheless, it really is like you got to keep on your grades just so that you can. If the grades go down, then that's when you get less time on the mat. So if you're really serious about being a good wrestler, your grades have to be at the very least stable, just so you could say to yourself, okay, that's out of my mind. Now I can focus on wrestling more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you gotta love wrestling. And the more things you put on your pot that's gonna screw up your love of wrestling, the worse it's gonna be on you. This is not a sport that you can do not loving it. If you don't love wrestling and you're doing it, God bless you. Like you're gonna hate life because it's a grind. Like, even someone like me, I've been wrestling for 16 years at this point. Like, if I didn't love this sport and I did it for 16 years, I'd be a psychopath. It still might be, but that's a different discussion. Like, you gotta be able to love the sport. And having a clear path to do that just makes your life easier, honestly.
So let's transition. Fat and Scrappy, where'd that come from?
So it started as a joke because I never, like, the last time I really cut weight was for Fargo when I was a freshman. I dropped 17 pounds in a day, and I hated it. And I hated wrestling. I was like, bro, I'm done with this. So I was at NHSCA's, and I'm not going to name the coach's name because I don't want to call someone out like that. Shuttle car. He knows I love him. He's going to murder me too, but I love him. That's my dude. But he was like, you got to be lean and mean. I said, I'm not lean and mean. I'm fat and scrappy. And I said it as a freestyle. It was a complete off the top, like just in the moment it happened. And I kept saying it. I put it in my Instagram bio. And then around my seniors, I was like, yeah, I'll put that on a T-shirt. And I went, maybe I should. Called up Cliff Fretwell because he's my dude. I will wear the C on my sleeve as long as I'm allowed to. I love Compound. I'm a Compound kid through and through. That's where my loyalties lie. Like, that's my dude. Cliff's my wrestling, like, father, damn near. I love that dude.
Love it.
And I said, hey, can you draw me up a logo? And he's like, Fat and Scrappy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, sure. He drew it up, and it was off to the races from there. We did the first run when I was a senior in high school. Then we did a 4th of July run. Then this year at Kent, we did Fat and Spooky in October. We did Team Fat and Scrappy in July, and we just wrapped up the Fat and Jolly run for Christmas. And we're going to do the team again this summer. We're going back to Osceola. Next year, I want to run a girls team, Fierce and Scrappy. Like, I have a lot of things I want to do with Fat and Scrappy. This now is.
I briefly said hi to Fretwell. I tried to just tag him, so hopefully he comes in. But I saw him. He was the big sponsor at the Scuffle.
Yeah.
I think we shook hands real quick, but he was just fucking crazy. He was busy.
No, Cliff is like me, bro.
But I've been wanting to I really, really want to talk to him. I wanted to talk to him then because, you know, if we could do something for Ward. I know I've been helping out. There's a kid that went to Life, and he's coaching now at a local private school wrestling. Dylan Shao. And
I know that name. I've heard that name. Like, I know I've heard it.
So like the shirts and stuff you see on my site were done by him. But it'd be nice
it's
with Compound over there.
And Team Fat and Scrappy came as an idea because I was blessed all through high school. Had some financial problems toward the end of my high school career. I had coaches that would sponsor me on a lot of things because they knew the talent I had. They knew my character, and they said, no, like, you need to be going to these things because you've earned the respect to go and do these things. Like, I went to the college combine, the Compound College Combine one year when it was at when it was in Daytona Beach at the coaches convention or meeting or whatever.
I think that's the one that I saw you wrestle Monroe.
Probably.
Not live. I was watching it on the video.
So I went there, and I didn't pay a dime. That was a fellow parent. Shout out Ricky Derricott. Love that dude to death. He called my mother the morning of that camp. Said, hey, why is Lucas not going? Just couldn't at that time. Like, we had just done an expensive trip, and it is what it is. We all go through it. Ricky said, no, I'm coming to pick him up at 10 a.m. He's going to this camp. He literally picked me up, drove me to Daytona. I slept with them in their hotel room, and I was blessed to have that.
And that's really awesome. First of all, some guy just said that you have great parents. Just saying, and I think it's a Poppy DeSilva.
That's my fault. Oh my God! Of course it is.
He said, "You got
God bless." Hi, Dad.
It's good that you said that because I've been, and I think I've said this before, and I talked a little bit to some people over at Scuffle, but I want to get with a guy like Cliff Fretwell or a guy, somebody that's up like, because there's a lot of kids that I have found out around the country and a lot of clubs around the country that have kids that were talented like you, but you couldn't afford to go to the NHSCA or go to the Super 32.
And it's a shame.
Okay. And there should be why can't we put together some sort of fund where we have partners fund that fund just to get these kids extra stuff at these events?
So if you notice, this was our team shirt, our black team shirt. This is Noble Sales, John Knapp Construction, Keystone Sales was another wrestling family, and then the Willard family. Those 4 families were corporate sponsors, along with a litany of those sponsors. I could go and find the list. It's literally like 90 people. Yeah. We raised $10,500 in 4 days on telephones. Me and my mother, we sat there and literally just went down the list. Hey, call this guy, call this guy, call this guy. and we got the fund. I think half my team was on full scholarship because I knew a multi-day long trip. We rented a vacation home, food, housing, uniform. I knew it would be a killer price if I tried to have everybody pay it. So I said, no, we're going to do this the right way. We're going to do this the way that they should, where we give back to the community. And I took kids that you go and look at my roster. They're good wrestlers, but they weren't your blue chip prospects, quote unquote. And I did that purposefully because those guys are all talented. Ray Grable went 9-1 and beat some hammers at heavyweight, but he never left the state before. Like, I want to do that for as many kids as possible and give them the same opportunities I had.
It happens a lot. Like I just had oh man, I'm having a brain fart because we're talking so fast. My ADHD is kicking in. I'm fucking where's it at? I just had Fabian Gutierrez on. And he's a young he's a 6-year senior now at UTC, but he talks about coming from a small town in Colorado. He never really was seen on the national scene until his senior year. He was able to get out. Some people helped him get out to some different tournaments, and he had to reach out to different college coaches because they didn't really know he existed, and he was able to get into UTC, and the rest is history, right? He's doing great.
Yeah, it's one of those things where. And now this is where my head starts going. And this is where Crazy Lucas starts being Crazy Lucas. I want to do this for as many kids as possible. And I'm gonna leave this open-ended with reason. I don't necessarily just mean in wrestling. I have other goals. And I don't mean that to sound all grandiose. I just mean that as in my heart, I think that this is what's right. This country, especially with sports, God, like there's some of these kids that sports will save their life if we let it. And the more we hinder them and the more that there are financial blockades that don't need to be there and the more that we could tear those down and make it more accessible to everybody. Look at Dagestan and Russia. They have nothing, but they breed these wrestlers because the Russian government, the Russian Federation, the Russian Athletic Association make sure that sports are available to these kids. And I just feel like we need to accept more of that in America. And I get
how many times does sports become the vehicle to get kids out of a situation and allow them to become somebody in life? Now they've got it. It's not only sports. I mean, they've got to focus in the classroom. They've got to
obviously
because you can be, and you talk to all these coaches, you can be the most talented athlete out there, but if you can't pass the test to get into my school.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
right. But yeah, we have to, people need to understand that these are huge opportunities. And if there are kids that need help.
Yeah. Well, why can't we do it? Especially when, like, at the end of the day, if we're really going to talk about it, if it wasn't for coaches and people getting involved when we were younger, we wouldn't be where we are. Jeff Bedard, who was my club coach when I was super young. This is before Compound. This is Dawson Bates, Colby Miller, Ian Stacia, Cole Potts, me. Like, this is elite wrestling club. This is back in the day. I'm talking 2007, 8. This is way back. Jeff Bedard instilled in us giving back. And that was something that he made clear was important to us, was that you had to give back to the community. Because wrestling is such a tightly knit community anyways, that we need to give back to each other because we're all we got at the end of the day. There is no $1 million contracts yet. Hopefully we can. But right now, there's no $1 million contracts waiting for us at the end of the finish line. So without giving back to each other, it's not going to work. Like, this is how this needs to operate. And you have a lot of kids. You look in the state of Georgia, you have a lot of kids that are my age and a little older that are starting the next generation of coaches.
And I was going to ask you, why do you think we've seen such an amazing upturn in Georgia wrestling? Like, we've just seen Georgia
I
wrestling.
genuinely think it's there's such a litany of great coaches. I'm gonna name some, and this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna forget someone. I know it. I'm gonna go club only. So before the high school coaches start screaming at me, club only. So Jeff Reagan, pipe down. I love you too. Like Carr, Fretwell, Bedard, Roper when they were coaching. Obviously, you got Steve Flournoy at Icon. You got Panone, Morse Fitness, Roundtree. Who am I forgetting? Yates. God, I don't want to forget anybody because then someone's going to yell at me and I'm going to have to. Oh, Tara. Oh, God, how did I almost forget Tara? Yeah, the little leprechaun who's going to be my my logo for Fat and Lucky when I do my St. Patty's Day run. I love Terry. But I'm still probably forgetting somebody. But you have all these great club coaches that have bred killers in their room. I could go back. Robert Klein is who I credit a lot of my success to, and Gary Fisher. Their clubs are dead and gone, Team Walton Wrestling Club and Fisher's Wrestling Academy. But if you know, you know. Dougie Peppers, Paul Watkins, Bates, ask them about TWW and Fisher, and they'll tell you what kind of rooms those were. And that's just, Grindhouse when I was young. That's where Eli Knight and that crew trained. Like, you had all these great clubs that that success was gonna happen. And we did have, God rest his soul, Robert Horton was fantastic in his time as director of Team Georgia. He made sure that what needed to get done got done for the state. And in his passing, you got Philip Arnold, who's incredible. I love that dude. That's like my uncle. But Phil has big shoes to fill because of how good Robert did at his job, you know? Like, and I love
that whole
challenge.
That whole like Atlanta corridor is just insane right now.
That North Metro, that like Fulton County, Cobb County, Gwinnett, Hall, Forsyth, like it's literally it's like you said, it's the Atlanta corridor. Even
Paul. By the way, just slip slightly into Tennessee, and you've got
shit him in the barn. Like the hell.
Yeah,
you have an incredible.
Yeah, you got the what is it? They call it the boom house or something, and
the barn, a boom ranch, the barn, whatever you want to call it. When I was young, it was the barn. When I was young,
you got Boskin doing great things over there at Cleveland High School.
Shout out to Cleveland, by the way. Shout out to Cleveland. They not that they were gone. Don't get it twisted. They've been legit, and all of a sudden this year they're back to like old Cleveland form. They beat Baylor like. This is the Cleveland that I was pissing my pants about when I was in middle school. Like we're back to those Clevelands. Like this is like I love to see it. It's great for the Southeast. Like,
and how about the girls squad he's just built that he's putting together?
Yeah, like what are we talking about? Like, come on, like what the hell is going on?
Yeah, so this whole Southeast, man, it's been
booming
for me to like I started what I started, but I'm really illiterate to wrestling, but I'm learning, and I've learned a lot over the last couple of years getting to do this and meeting so many good people. But yeah, even just in my couple of years, I've seen differences and changes.
Yeah, it's the growth is rapid, and the best part is, at least for Georgia, this isn't even our we never won cadet duels and junior duels. The group that's coming up have won those things. Like the group coming up, like. I'm going to be biased. My senior class was pretty damn good. Gavin Payne, myself, Nick Masters, Charlie Derricott, Francis Morrissey. Yes, some killers. Don't get it twisted. But there's like a group in 2 years. And it's like, he's a killer. He's a killer. He's a killer. My God, he's a killer. It's Georgia's golden age, to me, started like my freshman, sophomore year. And it's going to go till about my senior year of college. There's a 10-year window damn near where you look and it's like there isn't a weak year in this group. Because the year after me, who graduated? Jackson Smith and that whole crew and Henson and them. And now you look this year, Killick, Singleton, Horn, Craps is next year. It's like, oh, God, like every year you have.
Yeah, how about DeSario over in Stanford?
DeSario was the year before me. DeSario and Watkins were a year before me. But another case in point. Hammers, killers. Hell, like another one. Just throw him on the list, why don't you? At Stanford doing his thing.
Yeah, man, it's what a great kid, great family, and so happy that
I love the dishonest. Tony never wants to admit that he's shorter than me, but Tony, you know damn well, unless you're wearing about 5-inch heels, you shorter than me. I didn't play with me. You know it too. I love you, Tony. But come on now.
And it's great that Stanford did the right thing and put them back, but. Man, so what's next for Brewton Parker and for you guys there? Where should we expect to see you next?
We're wrestling at Kaiser. We have a couple dual. We were going to go to the Mustang Invitational in Arkansas. Something came up. We had to cancel the trip. I'm mad about it. But no, I just want to wrestle if I can help it, I want to wrestle. Like, that's the way I operate. Like, we duel, like, I think our duels remaining are Kaiser, Reinhardt, Southeastern. There's one more that there's a school that comes to us. I'm forgetting it. And then conferences. Oh no, then we got Montreat. We duel Montreat in Virginia or North Carolina, excuse me. And then we got conferences and nationals.
Nice. Have you guys been up to Life already this year, or are they
coming? Oh yeah, we dueled them earlier in the year.
Nice.
And let me tell you something about Life, bro. I've been in hostile environments. No. Hold on. You want to talk about a duel meet? I've never wanted to fight a whole student section more than I did at Life. I wanted to run the ones with their entire wrestling section, and I love it. Like that's what I love, that kind of stuff. For me and the way I am, like, bro, I'm like, and Omi talks to you while you're wrestling his kid. He talks to you. Like, I love that stuff, man. Like, I can't even be mad at it. Like, he's built something special there up in Atlanta. He's built something special, and it was fun to duel them. It was, for me, it was fun because it was like, okay.
Yeah, and from what I understand, Dodgens has brought a lot of that energy to Brewton Park.
Yes, and it's just it's in its infancy right now. Like, he just became the director. There's only so much he can do in 1 year. But the level of wrestling, and this is no disrespect to Tim Mitchum, by the way. Tim is a good dude. I'm not disrespecting him in any way, shape, or form. But the level of wrestling has went up, and it's going to continue to go up. Like, we got something special cooking here in Mount Vernon. And I'm going to be honest. It's the middle of nowhere. Like, 10 miles east of where Moses lost his sandals. Like, we are in the middle of nowhere. But there's something special happening here, bro. It's just going to be a process. And, like, we'll see the fruit of it in 2-3 years.
That's all. It says, host Leach says, hey.
Hey! Hey, real quick. Happy birthday, Cameron Boss, a.k.a. Leach, who is she's a friend of mine. Let me tell you something. Her and her mother and the brother and the father are a great family right there in the Boss family. Shout out to all of them. I hope y'all all doing well. I miss all y'all. At some point, I need to hook up with y'all again because I ain't seen y'all in years. That is a inside joke. Because when we were at tournaments and she was like 7, she would used to jump and hang on me, and I called her a leech. And the mother called me host. So shout out to Cameron. Happy birthday, because I know it's her birthday. I don't know how old she's turning, but just happy birthday to her. That's funny. I like that.
Hey, so, you're somebody that went – now Kent State is D1, right?
Yep, D1.
So you're a kid that had big D1 dreams. You ended up at a D1 school, and you've transitioned to an NAIA school. We're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot of D1 kids that are transitioning into the NAIA, and it's making the NAIA tremendously competitive.
NIL did that. Thank you to NIL.
And what you got kids out there that are dreaming big, and they're dreaming Division I or bust, Division I or this, Division I or that. What do you tell kids about that? Do you tell them just wrestle anywhere? Wrestling is competitive.
So I'm the wrong kid to ask that. Because I'm the one that took 80-some percent to go to Kent instead of 100% to go to Brewton Park or Newberry off the rip. I love big dreams. I would be lying, and this is where we're going to get some comments about this. I would be lying if I didn't say I still have those D1 dreams. They're still there. NIL has made it a lot more affordable and sensible to go to NAIA. Because now I can make my own money. And then it almost could become a scenario where I'm coming out positive, having gotten 2 years under my belt, wrestled in college. I could still go back to the D1 level. Like, the options, especially with the transfer portal now, that also, it makes things incredibly easy. So I don't necessarily, I'm the kid that says it to kids, go wrestle D1, go to the big schools, go get that experience. Because maybe that's what some kids need. Some kids need to leave the nest a little bit, And I mean that in the best way possible. I was that kid. I needed that year to be on my own and make my own mistakes.
And what I was saying was, yes, dream big, have those D1 dreams, but don't make it, would you say, if it's not D1 and you don't see that, take the D2, take the D3.
Yeah, okay, yeah, like take those, but like if you go to D2, you still should say to yourself, I want to win a D2 national title, and if the option's there, maybe go back to D1 because you can do that. Like it should always be. Look, I'm the kid that since he's 7 said he wants to go to the Olympics. So I'm not the one to ask about, like, is there a dream that's too big per se? And I don't think that's what you were trying to say, but I just know that some people may be like, well, I'm from such and such where in Alabama. I'm not going to go D1 to wrestle. Who says you aren't? Go win it, go do the right things and if you need help, yeah, we can help, obviously. We're glad to help. Shout out the brand. I think, and this is the way I was raised. This is, again, another parent thing on my part. I was always raised to be the best and to always, like, strive for that. So wherever the best are, and right now with the way that wrestling works, it is, for the most part, obviously. And to everybody in the NAIA, D2, D3, and JUCO, don't start yelling at me. Listen to what I'm saying. For the most part, those blue-chip, top-tier number ones go to the D1 level. So for me as a competitor, that's where I want to be. Like, those are where the big dogs are. So for me as a wrestler, that's what I look at, But obviously, there's no hate to it. Like, listen, I think that the specific stat is like 3% of wrestlers go to wrestle in college or something like that. Like, some crazy number. Like, the number's so small that if you can get to college to wrestle, you need to pat yourself on the back a little bit and say, okay, I did something really cool,
So you as a kid coming up, you would rather you have two options. It's high school season. You have two options. One IBT you see, you could probably run through that. Another IBT you see is challenging.
Go to that IBT. Go to the one. I tried my damnedest to get Nate Etheridge to sign the right paperwork so that I could wrestle at Powerade, Beast of the East, and Dock Bay. I wanted to go to all three of those tournaments. I said to him, you don't have to send a coach. I will wrestle with my parents in my corner. I don't care. Like, I want to go to these tournaments because this is where I'm going to see Chase Salday, Gabe Arnold, shout out the new Hawkeye. Like, I wanted to see the kids that were the top of the top, because that's where I was going to be the best I could be,
Yeah, even if and I have young kids, right? It's 16 and 13, so it's some of the stuff that I'm instilling and buying to and learning from guys like you. Even if you're going to go 0-2, 1-2,
take your licking. Like, you need to. The funny thing was, like, you look at a kid like Dawson Bates, who's a killer at Reinhardt. He went 0-8 at Super 32 in his high school career. And he is a killer. Like, he just caught really good wrestlers every year. Like, you learn a lot more. The match I learned the most in high school to me is my match with Dayton Fix. He beat me 15-5. I got my butt kicked. But I learned a lot from wrestling him. First off, the fact that he's an alien. Start there. Learned that real quick. When he was here, and then he was on my leg. Like, didn't see the in-between part. I just saw it there and then leg. And I was like, how did that just happen? Like your 40 time might be 1. So, like I learned there, and then I learned wrestling Cal Valencia at Super 32, and we had a battle.
I mean, I think I was talking to Joey Silva once, and he told me, I think he said his first Super 32 trip, he was 0-2 or something. And then he proceeded to win like 3 or 4 of them. But
I was going to say, yeah,
he did all right after that.
Okay, so Dodgen, since you've been on the call, shout out Dodgen.
You see what he posted?
No, he just posted in the group chat. Lucas DeSilva has been on Ward Live for 40 minutes now, and it's the realest and funniest thing I have seen in a while.
He just posted, hey, NAI's got a lot of blue chips down here.
I just said that. See, now I got people yelling at me. He knows what I mean. You know what the best one is? He knows what I mean. And he's doing that just to be okay, D. Don't worry about it. I'll see you tomorrow, D. Don't even worry about it. I got something for you. I got something for you, you little 4'7" ass. I got something. Don't even worry about it. You can't see over the front, the damn dashboard of a car, D. I don't want to hear it from you. You need a booster seat to drive that little van we were in to go to tournaments. Don't even.
Matthew John Chuck, language, exclamation point.
I didn't even curse. That was him. He's the bad language guy. And I'm the one with really bad language. I've been holding myself because I'm at a Christian college. Don't even play with me, John Chuck. That was him. I'm fighting. Yes, you. No, but listen, my parents curse coming out of the driveway, so I really don't care. Like, yeah, he's trying to play with me now. Nah. Don't worry, I'll see him tomorrow. Don't even worry about it. I got something for you.
I'm in my house, which is not a Christian college, so I curse.
No, listen, let me tell you something. I say what I want, but if I'm going to be on something that's recorded, nah, I got to be smart. Listen, I got business to do. I got people to talk to. I don't need people knowing my coarse language because I'm a heathen, okay? I don't need anybody knowing that, so I'm good.
It's a Baptist school. Actually, as a matter of fact, Mr. Chuck, my kids do go to a Baptist school as well. I'm not currently. And
now Kenny's posting in the group chat, don't get flustered. God, I hate these guys.
I'm in my house, but God bless everybody out there. But yeah, it is my show, and curse words tend to come out sometimes. So
I mean, listen, this is as raw as it gets because
if I offended you, I apologize. But man, yeah, it's been so much fun. So where Jonathan White.
That's John. That's our 97. Shout out, John. What that? Shout out, Sean. Shout out, John. Shout out, Joel. Shout out the whole crew. Like it's this team. We got a small number right now. Like I think we only got like 20 something guys, maybe with the guys that we brought in at the break. But we're just it's a family, bro. We are all there for each other. And it's like in high school, I didn't know this. In Kent, I wasn't really sure about this. But like, if there's ever a bench clearing brawl, I know that these boys got my back. Like I know, like that this is a crew that's gonna ride, and it's. No,
you gotta call your boy Fretwell, and he needs to do a Brewton Parker version of Fat and Scrappy.
Now that's something that I want to do anyways. He just did our team gear. He did our gear this season for us, our shirts and stuff. So I mean, listen, I'm never. Let me tell you something about Cliff. Cliff is. I will never say a bad word about Cliff. I accredit him for a lot of me as a wrestler and as a person even. Like, he's so successful that, like, I'll admit it, I look up to Cliff in a lot of ways. Like, I want what he has. Like, if I could have Fat and Scrappy be something like Compound and the empire that he runs, I would be.
Sean Houston said Fat and what?
Let me tell you something about Sean Houston. Like, don't worry about it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Keyshawn Taylor, we're coming every step of the way, brother.
Mm-hmm. And my boy Key. Like, I love this team, man. It really is. It's a family, and
coming up through high school and coming up to the rankings and doing everything you did before getting to college. Was there matchups out there that did you have some rivalries that you looked forward to every season?
There were for sure. I don't know if I'd call them rival. Well. I had a couple. You know what? I had a couple rivalries in there. I had a couple, like me and Blaine Berge. We had a 4 or 5 match series that I went like 4-1 against him in high school. He's at Princeton. He's a stud. Me and Charlie Darricott. What's funny about Darricott is we wrestled at NHSCA's my sophomore year, and I beat him really close. And then we didn't see each other again until county my senior year, and it was the most highly touted match in the county. Everybody knew it was going to happen. The way that the season worked out, we knew for a fact 160 pounds is going to be me and Darricott at county, and that match is one of my favorite matches to go back and watch because you want to talk about two kids who I've known Charlie since I was 7, so we knew our styles so well that it really came down to just a game of inches. It was really a match that he could have won at a moment. I stole it from him in the end. Matty Singleton, my senior year, we had a 2-match series where we went 1-1. I beat him in South Carolina. He beat me at the knockout.
I think you're the last Georgia kid to beat him.
I am, which.
Yeah.
Hey, Matty, love you, but I had to do it to you. It was that match was. I loved Eastside. Eastside, South Carolina was a gym that I always did well in. I was a 3-time champ there, 4-time finalist. Like I had always. I just seemed to wrestle really well at Eastside when we went to the Southern Slam every year. It was one of those tournaments where wrestlers that wrestle, when you wrestle for a long time, you know what I'm talking about, where there's a certain venue, the way the tournament's set up, it just works really well for you. And you just kind of – I always just happen to have a really good performance in Eastside. It was always one of those gyms. I'm trying to think, is there any more? Berge, Derek Hott, Singleton.
By the way, what's up, Alessandra Burgos? She's shouting you out, Lucas.
That's AJ. Shout out to her.
She's been on the show.
Oh, that's awesome. Her and Zay are two of my favorite people on this team. They're awesome. Shout out to both of them. Recently engaged, so God bless them both.
Oh, good for you. Well, is that good or bad? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. I'm saying, like, God bless them. Man, they're engaged.
Well, I don't know if. Do you want to be? Do you want to get married? I mean, I've been married 20-something years.
I'm not touching that. You can walk out on that ledge. That's you. I'm single, so you can walk out on that ledge. Why? I did not know that. Thank you.
What happened?
I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. He told me something. I wasn't really paying attention, but anyways, but yeah.
Maybe he was the one blasting the music. Shout out to
Probably it was him.
Your dad said shout out to the Augustines.
Yep, shout out to Augustines at Eastside. Shout out to them. They ran a great event ever. They did a great job running a tournament, honestly.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey man, we could probably do this for about 2 hours, right?
Oh my God, I got more than that in the tank, boss. I got more than that.
I don't want to. I gotta leave some on the table for my boy tomorrow.
Speaking of that, Southeast Wrestling tomorrow. I don't know when we're posting it. We're gonna pre-record it at like 1, but we're gonna go through all 56 quad duels this week for GHSA state duels. I have my notes in one of my notebooks. We're gonna go down each of the quads and then state duels preview. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm excited.
Stay tuned for that from Lucas and Jason over at SC Wrestle. If you're a Georgia kid, they're going to break down all your duels. That's going to be. I'm probably going to make some bad predictions again and get yelled at again by people because Pisgah and Buford last year made fun of me publicly because I picked against them. And I'm going to say it now, just so that nobody gets surprised. I'm going to pick against Camden again because they stole a team ring from me. I'm going to pick against Camden County in perpetuity until they lose. So that when they lose, if it's in 20 years or 200, I could say I called it so I could have some redemption in my heart because they stole a damn ring from me. Like, I'm picking Mill Creek and Norfolk Life to beat them. I'm really on it this year. I don't care. I will never pick for Camden County. Mark my words. You hear me? I'm not doing it. I don't care if they're the only team in the state. I'll pick the bye to beat them. I don't care. And it's a tough team to pick against.
No, it's not for me because I can do it easily. Watch me.
Well, hey, man.
Bet on that.
Yo, keep kicking ass this year.
I'm trying.
At the top of the podium at the end of the year.
That's the goal.
Doing your thing, man. You're welcome to come on anytime you want. Just hit me up and we'll do it.
We'll do this again for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
And hopefully one day Dodgins will invite me up for a duel and I can shoot some photos and get some crazy.
I love it. I'd love to have you up.
We can go live from there.
All right, real quick before we go, shout out everybody at Compound, shout out Collinsville High School, shout out obviously Brewton Park, who I couldn't speak enough about y'all. Shout out Fat and Scrappy brand, Sierra Hartfelder, she does all my computer design stuff. Marcus Fletcher, who's gonna be my assistant coach this year. Chris McCracken and Colin Wagner, those are my 3 assistant coaches this year. Got a lot of really young hammers to bring on the team this year. We're going back to Florida. We're gonna try to win that sucker this year. So I'm super excited. Yeah. Stay tuned for what I got going on. You can find me on Instagram at @the_Granby_master or at Fat and Scrappy brand.
Yeah, I love it. And follow him. He's fun. Listen to him. He's fun. Look forward to seeing you in SC Wrestle. Break it down, Georgia Wrestling. And I can't wait to see you again down here. And yeah, tell Dodgins, hit me up. Put me in an apartment. I'll come up and shoot.
I'm down. All right.
All right, brother. And Dodgins, man. Keep doing big things up there.
Yes, sir.
See you, buddy.
Peace.